Yes, student. Today we are going to discuss the bubble sort algorithm. Sorting is the basic technique in which we arrange our data in ascending or descending order. In sorting, suppose we have n number of data and we want to sort this data, then we arrange all these data in ascending or descending order. But in the most common way, we arrange the data into the ascending order. For example, here we have 7 data elements: 5, 2, 1, 4, 3, 6, 7. We have 7 data, but they are not in proper order. Here 5 is greater than 2 and 2 is greater than 1. And now if we arrange the data in the sequence like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here they are in ascending order. This process of arranging the data into the increasing order is called the ascending order. Likewise, if we arrange the data in reverse way, like 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then this is called decreasing order. Decreasing order. So in the sorting, we arrange a given data set into the ascending order or the descending order. We can arrange it in either of the ways. So there are many numerous techniques that are used for sorting. That in third year we will discuss the bubble sort, selection sort, quick sort, merge sort, shell sort, and some linear sort as Reddick sort, counting sort. There are numerous sorts that you shall study in the first unit, but today that topic we are going to study is the bubble sort. The bubble sort, the name here is the bubble. All of us, we know that when a bubble is generated inside a pond, then what happens? The bubbles comes up in upward direction. So in bubble sorting is also called the exchange sort. Similarly, in bubble sort, as a result, we obtain the data into the ascending order. In ascending order. So how this data will be arranged by the bubble sort, that we are going to discuss today. So for understanding the bubble sort, I shall first explain you that how does it work. In bubble sort, what we do, we find out that if there are any two elements which are not in order, then we exchange these two elements with each other, so that the smaller elements come on the left hand side and the larger element goes to the right hand side. For example, I am just explaining the basic concept of the bubble sort. I am not going into detail right now, but I am just explaining. If suppose there are two elements and these two elements are not in order, then what we do, we put the smaller element to the left hand side and the larger element to the right hand side. So this simple logic is used in bubble sort. Like in this way, there are 7 elements which are arranged in array. Here there are numerous elements. For arranging these array, we check out from the very right end, that we start from the very right end, that if the two consecutive elements are in proper order or not. We shall check that element 6 is smaller than 7. If left hand side element is smaller than right hand side element, then we do not perform swap operation. But if we compare 3 and 6 together, then in between 3 and 6, 3 is smaller than 6, so no need of swap. But between 4 and 3, there is a condition that the larger element is coming on the left hand side and the smaller element is on the right hand side. In this situation, we shall perform the swap. So in swapping, in swapping, after swapping, the array will be like this. Five, 2, 1, 3, 4, 6, 7. Notice out that this is the situation where 4 is greater than 3, but it is coming on the left hand side. This is against the decided property that the larger element should come on the right hand side. So here the condition was not being satisfied. So what we did, we exchanged these two elements. 4 goes to the position of 3 and 3 goes to the takes the position of the 4, or we can say that 3 and 4 has been switched together. After that we shall check out in this new array there are two elements 3 and 1 and the 1 is smaller than 3, so condition is satisfied. Now when we move to the left hand side, 1 and 2, when we compare 1 and 2 we find out that the 2 is greater than 1 and 2 is on the left hand side. So again the swapping will take place and the sorting would happen like this. The new array would be like this: 3, 4, 6 and 7. So after the swapping, again we shall find out that now the 1 has goes to the place of the 2 and 2 has moved to the place of 1, or we can say that they have swapped together. So we shall repeat the same procedure with the first element. At the first position there is element 5 and at the position number 2 there is an element 1, and 5 is greater than 1, but and as our initial condition, if there is an element which is larger than its right side element, then the swapping takes place. So again the swapping will take place and the final array would be like this. Here you will notice that now the element number 1, that is the smallest among all these elements, has moved to the first position. Here the 1 is the smallest element among all these elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 is the smallest element and it has moved to the leftmost position. After this iteration, the smallest element has taken its place, but rest of the elements are not in proper order. The rest of the element means 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, they are not in ascending order. But the element number 1, that was the smallest among these numbers, has moved to the index number 1. So this is the first iteration of the bubble sort. This is the first iteration of the bubble sort, and after the first iteration of the bubble sort, what we have found? We have placed the smallest element among the given set of number and placed it to the first position. So after first iteration, we have moved the smallest element to the first position, and in the second iteration, we shall get the second smallest element on the second position. In the third iteration, we shall get the third smallest element on the third position. In the fourth iteration, we will get the fourth element on the fourth position, and likewise there are 7 elements, and so at the end of the 7th iteration, we shall get the largest element on the 7th position. So this is the basic concept that have been implemented here to explain you the simple logic behind the bubble sort. But the bubble sort is very simple. Everybody knows that if you find out that there is a larger element on the right hand side, left hand side, and smaller element on the right hand side, in that situation, extract these two elements. And this procedure is repeated from the right hand side of the array to the left hand side of the array. But this is the end of the just first iteration. For arranging all the data into the ascending order, we have to repeat n number of iterations. Means if there are n minus 1 iteration, because if there are n number of elements, after n minus 1 iteration, n minus 1 element will take its place, and at last we will be left with the one element, and we need not to perform the final iteration over it because it will be the only element at the last. So for sorting n elements, we need n iterative steps. But in this subject, we shall also study the algorithm to do all these things. So this is the pseudocode of the bubble sort algorithm. I have written it already. This is the iteration step. I have given you an example that how does the single iteration of the bubble sort works, but there are n number of iterations. In this case, n is equal to 7. So there would be 7 iterations, After that, we shall get the final sorted array. But we shall study the complexity of the algorithm in this subject. So, suppose you are designing a program and you want to design a program to perform the bubble sort over the elements. Then first we design the pseudo code for the bubble sort, and after that we code that code into the whichever language we want. Suppose we are comfortable with Python, then we can write code according to this pseudo code in Python language or C, C++, whatever. The pseudo codes are not the actual code, but the logical expression which explains the algorithm. In bubble sort, these are the four main steps. These are not the detailed program. These are just the main key steps that or logics that works behind the bubble sort. In bubble sort, the expression 1 is for I equals to 1 to length a, and the second loop is inside the first loop. For j equals to length a down to I plus 1, if aj is less than aj plus 1, exchange aj with aj minus 1. It can be explained very easily, as I have explained you. If there is an array, first what will we shall we do? We start with indexing the element. So I is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So I is equal to 1 to length of a. Length of a is equal to 7. For I is equal to 1 to 7, we shall start the first loop. And next, for j equals to length of a down to I plus 1. As I have told you, for j will initialize, and j will initialize from right hand side to the left hand side up to I plus 1. But in first iteration, we shall start from the end of the array and we shall move towards the left hand side of the array. And in this, while moving towards the left hand side of the array, what will we do? We shall check that if aj is less than aj plus 1. If aj is less than aj plus 1, but aj plus 1 is greater than aj plus 1, this condition is satisfied, then there is no problem. But if condition is not satisfied, then we perform swapping. So we shall compare 7 with 6. So condition is satisfied because aj plus 1 means a7 is greater than a6. So no problem. But if this condition does not hold, like this 3 is less than condition satisfied. But here in this situation, for a4, a4 is greater than a3. In that situation, we exchange aj with aj minus 1. So then, in that condition, we shall perform swapping. So in this way, I have shown you the basic first iteration. Similarly, after the first iteration, the I will move to the position number 2. Now, there were 7 elements. Now, the first element has taken its place and it has been sorted. And it has moved to the smallest element has been moved to first position. Now, we shall repeat the same steps with the rest of the element. Now, I would be equals to 2. I would be equals to 2, and we shall repeat the same procedure from the right hand to the left hand side. Suppose here, I shall show you here again comparing 6 is and 7 condition is satisfied, and 4 and 6 condition is satisfied, 3 and 4 condition is satisfied, but between 2 and 3 condition is satisfied, but between 2 and 5 there is a difference that the element on the left hand side is greater than the element on the right hand side. So we shall swap these two numbers. After the swapping, the result would be like this: 1, 2, 5, 3, 4, 6 and 7. Okay. Here now this would be the end of the second iteration. And after the second iteration, we have placed two smallest element on their position. 1 and 2 have been placed to their right position, but rest of the array, that is the rest of the array, is not in ascending order. ये आपको लेंगे ये sorted, but these are not sorted. Here, after two iteration, first two elements have been arranged in the sorted way, and the rest of the elements are not sorted yet. So, in the third iteration, we shall leave first two elements and start from the position number I equals to 3. And starting for I is equals to 3, we shall again repeat the same procedure. And after repeating the same procedure, we shall check out that 6 and 7 condition is satisfied, 4 and 6 condition is satisfied, 4, 3 condition satisfied, but between 3 and 5, larger element is on the left hand side. So we shall swap these two elements. So the array would be like this: 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 6, and 7. So again, now the three elements are these are sorted after the not sorted. Now we shall repeat the same procedure over the rest of the element. Again, 7 is greater than 6, condition satisfied. 6 is greater than 4, condition satisfied. But 4 is smaller than the 5. So again, swapping will take place. Sorry. So after that, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we shall find out that up to 4 it is sorted. Now after repeating once again, we shall check out the condition is satisfying for rest of the element. So this array is sorted. So if the condition is satisfied, then we need not to move further, because in the rest of the iteration we shall get the same result. So this is the basic concept of the bubble sort. Now the bubble sort, I think that everybody is clear about it, and we shall discuss the complexity of the sorting algorithm. The sorting of the complex algorithm is decided by the logic behind that. Here there is a loop for I is equal to length of A, that is the number of element. And again there is a loop inside the loop for j equal to length of A down to I plus 1. So it will also run for the n times. So for n element, a loop running for n times, a loop inner loop is also running for n times. The total maximum it will run for the O(n) square time. It will take O(n) square time. So the complexity of the bubble sort would be equals. So the complexity of the equals to O(n) square. Why? Because if there is a loop inside the loop, then for every element combination would be checked. Simply you can see that for every element we are comparing every possible combination. So it will take O(n) square in average case. But in the best case, if elements are already sorted, it will take O(n) case. Like in the last, when the elements were already arranged, then we need not to perform, need not any exchange operation or swapping. In that case, we need only O(n) number of operation. So in average case, it takes O(n) square time, but in best case, it takes O(n) time. That's all about the bubble sort. So this is the bubble sort. I give you a brief idea about it. In bubble sort, we find out that from the very right hand side, we check out the condition that no element on the right hand side should be smaller than the element on the left hand side, and if the condition is not satisfied, then we swap these two elements, and this process is repeated for n number of iterations. And after every iteration, we get the smallest element on the left hand side. In this way, for n element, we need n iteration to sort the array completely. And so, on average, the complexity of bubble sort is O(n) square, and in best case, it is O(n). That's it. Thank you.